Hey YouTube! By now you guys have probably heard about the Boston Free Speech Rally, where thousands of white supremacists showed up with billy clubs and smashed in old grandmas and these peace-loving people who were just there to promote peace and happiness and protest racism. Yeah, me neither. It didn't happen. The Boston Free Speech Rally, I watched some live streams today, and basically all I saw was thousands of crazed leftists trolling the streets looking for white supremacists who don't exist. There weren't any there. There was a couple of guys like Base Stickman and Joe Biggs, who are both married to minority women, not much of a white supremacists. But it just amazes me. I was on Twitter today. The left actually believes there's herds of white supremacists out there being racist and looking to smash minorities and turn this into Nazi Germany. Just the furthest thing from the truth. There's maybe a few thousand people who buy into the white supremacist ideology, and there's some alt-right people, and most of those aren't violent. It's a stupid they've ruined their name, the alt-right has. It's dead, it's over. Ramsey Paul says that. He says it's over. And he's kind of on their side, but he says the alt-right has bought into this bashing Jew ethno-state garbage that's going to ruin them. And it has ruined them. It's over. They'll never be able to separate their name from neo-Nazism because of the Charlottesville. Was the Charlottesville a setup? Of course it was a setup. But it doesn't matter. It's branded in people's minds. I'm just telling you guys, don't ever get involved in those kind of groups. Whether you believe they're right or wrong, that doesn't even matter. It's extremely... There is no one in this country hated more than a supposed white supremacist. They don't hate ISIS as much as they hate white supremacists. It's a cooked up, it literally is. I'm not justifying people who actually hate minorities. I'm not justifying that and saying it's okay. No, I'm just saying it's such an overblown idea that it just doesn't exist. And most of these hateful groups are totally co-opted by the government. That's just a fact. Absolutely. You know, and look at, and this is a perfect example. Look after Charlottesville, then Boston next weekend, and they come out in the streets, 20, 30,000 people. Some of these are Antifa, Black Lives Matter. A lot of them are just Bostoners, just people living in the area, liberal people who bought into this lie that white supremacy is on the rise and they must go out. And there's nothing more violent than a bunch of people who believe they have the moral high ground. If they believe they have the moral high ground and they're in a mob, there's no telling what they'll do. Even if it is a lie. And when you go on Twitter, they're just, oh my God. I go to see President Trump's tweets and it's just a deluge. I don't know why there's not more people on our side. Maybe Twitter's blocking it, I don't know. But why aren't there more? There just don't seem to be that many comments. And I look at all, I think at the likes and stuff, these likes don't come from people seeing it on the president's response, on the president's tweet. Response to the president's tweet. These come from their followers. Most of these people have a couple 100,000 followers, and it's because they sit there, and a lot of these people have off jobs or no jobs, sit at home, refresh. As soon as President Trump tweets, they just tweet, 9, 10, 11, 12 tweets. And that's how they built their followers, by being negative to the president. They built their following base like that. That's all they do. That's their livelihood, their life. And they even do it on Saturday. That means these people are constantly, the same ones, there's only about a dozen that do it. They're constantly sitting by the computer waiting for him to tweet. It's amazing that people do this. But the hatred for our president has never been equaled in this country. Never. They hate him worse than they hate slavery, than they hate... And communism is not even a threat to them. It's elevated. They love it. The Boston rally was the most overrated, ridiculous excuse for press coverage that's ever happened. The only violence there that I have seen so far was the vicious feral left throwing urine and poop at the police. That's what they do. And then the mainstream media, including Fox News, are saying, oh, these are peaceful protesters. They're standing up against racism. What racism? Fake racism? It's ridiculous. I mean, is there racism in this country? Yeah, probably. Not in Boston at the rally. Ridiculous. So overblown. This has really set us back. This whole deal, even though I don't want to be negative about it, I think it'll blow over. It's just set us back. It's just not been good. It's given the mainstream media. There's nothing they would rather have happen than some white supremacists show up. And in Charlottesville, there was some Nazi flags. And that set them off into this rampage that will go on for a month. And every virtue signaling leftist is going to jump on board. We have to be smart. I don't think that the right should rally in any more big cities like Berkeley. Yes, I would love to stand up to them and tell them, no, we will not be denied. We're going there intentionally because we know we'll be opposed, and we're going to show you. But it always gets spun. It doesn't do any good, and they're going to start coming after these people. You wait and see. From Charlottesville, some of those people like Richard Spencer and Jason Kessler, they're going to be charged. Promise you, they will be charged. They'll be held accountable. They will be charged. They'll use RICO. It's going to be bad for them. They really messed up, guys. They really messed up. And we need to have rallies, and major ones. We might not get the coverage, but we need to go to friendly cities where the people support us. That's the kind of rallies we need to do. Not the big dramatic ones that always end up with negative press because the American sheeple buy into it. They're just weak. They're weak-minded, and they just do it. From what I've seen of Boston, yeah, Joe Biggs and Bay Stickman and a dozen others showed up and waved the American flag, and 30,000 crazed communist leftists, along with their sheep followers, screamed and ranted and called them Nazis and white supremacists. They feel so big, man. On Twitter, they're so happy. They really think they won the war. They think, man, we pounded these white supremacists. You know, it's a joke. I'm sorry. I just have no respect for it. It's an absolute lunacy. It's not reality. Yeah, there is some problems, especially online. There's a lot of hateful, bigoted people online. There definitely is. That talk racism and anti-Semitism. But I honestly believe the majority of those are paid trolls. And they're not real people. There are some, but the majority of them, that's always what the left does. They always co-opt everything. So I wouldn't be surprised we're going to have another white supremacist rally very soon. And Richard Spencer and them probably won't even be involved. But it'll be co-opted by the left. Because that is their angle right now. Russia didn't work, so now it's white supremacy. That's how they think they're going to get Trump out. And these delusional people on Twitter actually believe that Trump's on his way out. I see tweets, they say, oh, why is it taking so long to impeach him? What can we say, man? Just raw ignorance. Peace, guys.